أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه وأزواجه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, my dear brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, we're going to go through a summary of the story of Musa alayhi salam and Khidr, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to show his servant that there are some things that you don't know, and we've given this knowledge to a special person. And through him, you are going to learn certain things about how the world works. Now, normally what happens is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he gives commands to his angels. He gives commands to his soldiers to do certain things. But now here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using Khidr alayhi salam to do these actions. And Musa alayhi salam is seeing the results of these actions through a human being, as opposed to through the angels who undertake the actions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does. So now there's two systems of work here. There's a system called Nizam al-Tashri' and Nizam al-Takween. Nizam al-Tashri' means that the systems where Allah commands you to pray, to fast, to give zakah, to believe in him. And then the second system, Nizam Takweeni, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he runs the earth, the natural law, the rain, the sun, the crops, etc. There is a relationship between these two. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, look, don't worry about the rain. That's my job. I will bring the rain. Don't worry about the sun. I will bring the sun. Don't worry about the crops. Don't worry about the sea. Don't worry about the tides. All of these things I will bring. But you do the prayer and I'll bring the rain. You do the fasting and I'll bring the sun. If you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take care of all of these things, then all you need to do is obey. If you want peace in your house, if you want there to be wealth, if you want the crops to grow, if you want there to be fruit, then obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he will take care of all of these things. Now here, this surah is showing us that there is a relationship between Nizam Takweeni and Nizam Tashri'i. And Musa alayhi salam is going to learn that by obeying Allah, by being righteous, by being obedient, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of you. And normally he will take care of you, and those matters are delivered and deliberated and dealt amongst the people by the angels. Here Khidr alayhi salam is being used so that we can see very clearly what is happening. So this is a long story and we take lots of lessons from this, but I'm just going to summarize quickly for you. But the theme of this section and the whole surah is Al-Amal al-Salih and Sabr. Be patient. Be patient, do righteous deeds, your Lord will take care of everything. And be patient up until your Lord takes care of everything, and you will see. So the whole surah is between the relation between uluhiyya and rububiyyah, worshipping Allah, and rububiyyah, his being your protector and provider. He will take care of everything. So we know that at the beginning of the surah, Musa alayhi salam is looking for Khidr, and him and his servant, they have to meet and find Khidr alayhi salam at a certain place. Then they meet Khidr, and what happens is Khidr says to him, what do you want? And Musa alayhi salam, he goes, Musa, هل أتبعك على أن تعلمني مما علمت رشدا. So Musa alayhi salam, here we see a very nice relationship between a teacher and a student. So Musa alayhi salam, he's showing he's a wise man and he doesn't want to be heavy upon the teacher, and he says, may I attend upon you so that you may teach me and instruct me in the knowledge that you have been taught of the right way. So here we see there's a nice manner, not insisting, asking gently, because when you are rude, this leads to no good. And people are rude because sometimes they have no patience. They insist, they want things straight away. And this makes the teacher distance from the person, and then nobody can learn in this. Now, Khidr alayhi salam, he goes that, look, the way I'm going to be doing things is very different the way you're used to. Musa alayhi salam is a man of Sharia, and he knows that the things that he's going to see, he's not going to be able to tolerate them. You're not going to be able to bear the things that I'm going to show you. This is very, very abnormal for what you're used to, and you are a man of law. You will not be able to accept. So Musa alayhi salam goes, no. ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا. You will find me a patient person. ولا أعصي لك أمرا. And I am not going to disobey you in anything. And he goes inshallah. Why? Because he doesn't know the future, but he is hoping that I will do my best, inshallah. And he uses this inshallah word, this kalimat tawakkul. We only use this word when we've made a decision, we've arranged all our provisions, we've used our minds, and then we say inshallah. Why? Because everything beyond that point now is whatever Allah wills. So he says, inshallah, I will do my best. I'm here, I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to listen. So we also learn that when we deal with our teachers, we listen to them, or our teachers or those who have authority over us, we listen to them, we obey them. We don't annoy the teacher, and we don't become a burden on him. So then they start to go upon their way, and then Khidr alayhi salam, he goes, just لا تسألني عن شيء, don't ask me anything, حتى أحدث لك منه ذكرى, until I mention it to you at a later point. Musa alayhi salam is being taught patience here. Every information will come to you, but it will come at the right time. Don't ask until then. Again, we learn that with a teacher and a student, don't be so quick to ask questions. Just listen, learn. Often the teacher will answer it later on. But if you keep asking questions, it annoys the teacher and you don't learn the right manner of how to do things. So you always be patient, and then the knowledge will come. So what happens? We know what happens, that they both come upon a ship, and these people help Khidr and Musa alayhi salam, and then Khidr destroys the ship. It puts a hole in it. Musa alayhi salam, what's going on? I can't accept this. لَقَدْ جِئْتَ شَيْئًا إِمْرًا. You've done a great matter, a serious matter. These people helped you, they're poor, and you damaged the ship. First thing, and Khidr says, did I not say, لَمْ أَقُلْ إِنَّكَ لَن تَسْتَطِيعَ مَعِيَ صَبْرًا? Did I not say you'll not be able to be patient with me? Musa alayhi salam, he accepts his mistake. And straight away, again, we learn the manners of a humble student. لا تؤاخذني بما نسيت. Don't hold me to task for something that I have forgotten. ولا ترهقني. And don't cover me. Don't make my task difficult. Don't make things difficult for me. So this is, again, the adab of a student. He doesn't try to defend himself. He goes, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Please don't hold me to task for this. And this is, again, we learn good manners. And why should we expect anything different? Musa alayhi salam is one of the best prophets. So then they continued, and then they met a young boy on the street. And from the verse, لَقِيَ غُلَامًا فَقَتَلَهُ, straight away Khidr killed him without even waiting. Whereas with the ship, they waited a little while. We know that from the structure of the surah, there's no fa there. Here, فَقَتَلَ, they killed him straight away. And then Musa alayhi salam, he's a man of Sharia, innocent person, he can't accept this. He strays straight away. أقتلت نفسا زكية بغير نفس لقد جئت شيئا نكرا. So in the previous verse, he said شيئا إمرا, but here he's saying شيئا نكرا, which is even worse. Okay, something unimaginable, abominable. How could you kill an innocent person? This is something unimaginable. Khidr says to him, ألم أقول لك إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا. Stronger language now. Did I not tell you that you would not be able to bear with me? And now Musa alayhi salam, he accepts his mistake again, and he goes, okay, fine, no problem. إن سألتك عن شيء, if I ask you again, بعدها فلا تصاحبني, then now is the time, we have to separate from each other. قد بلغت من لدني عذرا. You have my apology and my excuses. He realizes, look, he forgave me once, forgave me twice. If it happens again, the mistake's on me. This is, I can't do anything more. So then they left, and they went to a town, and they asked the townspeople for food, and every single person said, no, we're not going to give you anything. Such miserly people. And then what happened? They went to the edge of the town, and Khidr فوجد فيها جدارا, they found a wall, يريد أن ينقض, which was about to fall. It was crumbling, it was leaning over, and he fixed فأقامه, and Khidr alayhi salam spent some time fixing the whole wall. And Musa alayhi salam thinking, قال لو شئت لاتخذت عليه أجرا, you could have taken a reward for this. They were so miserly to you, you could have asked for some money. And Musa alayhi salam, this was the end of the matter. Why? Because the first one damaged the ship, second one killed the boy, the third thing, this was the easiest of all the three matters, just fixing a wall, no humans involved. Musa alayhi salam couldn't do sabr on the easiest matter. Now the time had come to be departed. Also, we learned that these three examples, they were enough to teach Musa alayhi salam that which he needed, that Allah has control and power over everything, and he uses different servants and soldiers to enact his will. And this is what Musa alayhi salam had learned. Someone else had to teach him this, because he didn't have the knowledge of that. So it's not that he left without the knowledge. He had taken everything he needed, but now was the time for him to leave. So Khidr says, okay, this is where we depart. سأنبئك بتأويلي ما لم تستطع عليه صبرا. Now I will give you ta'wil. Ta'wil means where you explain the external reference, how things relate to the outside world, not the meaning of what I did themselves. And this is also a proof that students shouldn't insist, and they should just listen to their teacher. Insistence is a sign of having no patience, and keep on pressing the teacher. Just wait, the answers will come. So then Khidr alayhi salam explains each scenario. As for the ship, I fix it to help the poor people, because ahead of them was a king who was a tyrant, and he takes every good ship out of force for himself. We notice in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he used فَأَرَدْتُ أَنْ أَعِيبَهَا. I wanted to damage it. Now Khidr again showing adab now, because the word aib means to damage. He doesn't want to attach that to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He attaches it to himself. Although everything is from Allah, but from good manners, we learn so much about manners here. He attaches all good things to Allah, attaches all bad thing to himself. And we learn a few other fawaid. The first fawaid is that if there is a tyrant person and you don't have the power to stop this tyrant, you still have to help other people who are being wronged. The second thing we learn is that if some damage happens to your property, your tire goes flat, your house gets cracks, something happens and it wasn't anything to do with you, understand that this has been caused by Allah. There is khair in this. Just wait, you will see the wisdom behind it. Don't get worried, just be patient. Just like this ship got damaged, the people on the ship had no idea that Khidr alayhi salam had damaged this, but they didn't complain. The verse doesn't tell anything about them complaining, that they were salih, they were good people. And also the word is used as-safina, which means that Khidr alayhi salam knew the ship, and so we can also infer that they knew him as well. So they let him on the ship, he damaged them, they didn't complain about anything. This is how pious they were. Then as for the child, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that this child was going to cause problems for the parents. And فَخَشِينَا أَنْ يُرْهِقَهُمَا طُغْيَانًا. And we didn't want this child to cause them defiance and disbelief and harassments. So here it uses the word khashina, we. Why? Because now we're understanding that Khidr alayhi salam and the angels and all the powers involved were involved in killing the child. So remember, we spoke about that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enacts his will through angels or through people like Khidr alayhi salam or through other means. Here the khashina is indicating that all of us together, but not attributing it to Allah. We were the ones who killed the child. And then the next part of the verse, فَأَرَدْنَا أَنْ يُبْدِلَهُمَا. We wanted to change their life for the better. So aradna, we. Again, who is the we? There's two actions happening here, the killing of the boy and the ibdal for khair, the changing for khair. The changing for khair is related to Allah. The killing of the boy is related to Khidr. Again, good manners, not relating anything bad to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, what else do we learn? We learn the final reason, that the wall was fixed. Why? And this ties in the whole story, that don't worry, worship Allah, do right, don't worry about your children, Allah will take care of them. The two orphans, Khidr here, he teaches that وَكَانَ تَحْتَهُ, underneath the wall, كَنْزٌ, there was a treasure, لَهُمَا, for both of them. وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا, and their father was a righteous person. And here the verb changes, فَأَرَادَ رَبُّكَ, your Lord wanted that when they reached the age of maturity, they should dig it out and they should receive the treasure as a favor from their Lord. These are the explanation of the things that you could not bear with patience. So we learn a number of amazing lessons here. We learn that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enacts his will in many different ways. We learn that Musa alayhi salam, he was a man of Sharia and he couldn't tolerate anything which was against the Sharia. But we also learn that there are some knowledge he just didn't have. Khidr was given this knowledge and Musa alayhi salam had to learn that through these three scenarios. We learn that for those people who are righteous, who obey Allah, who do what Allah commands them, they follow this nidam at-tashri', then the nidam al-kawn, the nizam of the world, will fall into place in front of them. Allah will make it fall into place. If you want to receive more money, do good deeds. If you want peace in your household, do your salah, do your zakah, do your siyam. If you want good life with your neighbors and good life with your friends and honor among society, then obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't worry about those things. Worry about your obedience to Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of the rest. Jazakallah khair, my dear brothers and sisters. I hope you took benefit from that. There are lots of lessons we can take from how a teacher and a student should interact with each other and the adab that they show between themselves. And please remember to support Cambridge Islamic College in the future. Jazakallah khair. Wa akhirun da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum